Hi, I want to share something with you that I recently discovered while I was practicing major scale shapes on the guitar. I'll cut right to the chase. There's only one major scale shape. Now, I know what you're saying. There've got to be more than one because you've been studying multiple scale shapes. No, there's one. Now, there are two main schools of thought on scale shapes on the guitar. One is the so-called three note per string approach, where on each string you play three notes. And the proponents of that school will tell you that you need to memorize 7 different patterns, depending on whether you're starting on the 1, the 2, the 3, etc. of the scale. There's another school of thought that tells you that you need to learn 5 different scale shapes corresponding to the 5 caged chords. Each scale shape is associated with a caged chord shape and actually has that shape embedded in the scale shape. Well, those were the ones that I was studying when I discovered that they're really all the same. There's only one scale shape that you have to remember. And the trick is to know where on the guitar you would start that scale shape in order to play in any particular key. And I discovered a ridiculously easy way to know that as well. So if you'd like to learn about this, I'm going to show it to you. And it's so simple, you'll be able to memorize the scale shape pattern and know where to start the scale shape in order to play it in any key. And I won't even have to show you a single fretboard diagram. You're going to remember this. So pause the video, grab a guitar, I'll do the same, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, let's build up a scale and see what the pattern looks like. We'll use the C scale because it'll be a little bit easier having no sharps or flats. C scale has the notes C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and then you're back to C again in the next octave. From E to F, notes 3 to 4, there's only one half step. There's no sharp or flat in between. From B to C, notes 7 back to 1 again, there's also only one half step. No sharp or flat in between. All the other intervals between the notes, from C to D, 1 to 2, from D to E, 2 to 3, from A to B, 6 to 7, those all have 2 half steps. Now, on the guitar, that translates to 2 frets in between those notes. For example, C to D. On the A string, that's a total of 2 frets from the C to the D. But from B to C, just 1 fret, only 1 half step between them. So, knowing those basic facts, we can build up a C scale. Let's start here on that A string, 3rd fret. Put your middle finger on the 3rd fret of the A string. That's the C, which means right before it, towards the nut, is the B. And 2 frets after it, towards the bridge, is the D. B, C, D. Just below that, on the D string, you'll find E, F, and G. Okay? B, C, D, E, F, G. If you think about the note numbers, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And notice what fingers that we're playing it with. We'll use numbers for our fingers as well. The index finger is 1, the middle finger is 2, the ring finger is 3, the pinky is 4. We're using 1, 2, 4, and then on the next string, 1, 2, 4. All right, so as we go through this, we're going to be alternating between thinking about the note names, B, C, D, E, F, G in this case, the note numbers, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the finger numbers that we use to play the shape, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4. Thinking about those finger numbers is a natural way to remember the shape, because if we kind of think about the fact that each finger belongs in a fret. So if we're going 1, 2, those frets are going to be next to each other. 2 to 4, there's going to be a fret in between them. They're not going to be right next to each other. So 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4. If we start on that C on the 3rd fret of the A string, how about another C somewhere else on the guitar? 8th fret on the low E string. That's a C. Right before it, there's a B. 2 frets after it is a D, B, C, D. And then below that on the A string, E, F, G. We're playing notes 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with fingers 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4. Just like we did when we started in the 3rd fret on the A string, same exact fingering when we start on the 8th fret of the E string. Pick another place to start. Let's go down to that 4th string, the D string, 10th fret. There's a C, a B right before it, a D 2 frets after it, and below on the G string, there's your E, there's your F, and there's your G. And notice once again, finger numbers 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4. What if we start way up here on the 13th fret? On that B string, there's a C, so we have a B, a C, and a D. Note numbers 7, 1, 2. And below that, note numbers 3, 4, and 5 for the E, F, and G. But again, the fingerings, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4. There's one place we haven't tried yet. On that G string, 5th fret, there's a C. Just before it, of course, there's a B. 2 frets after it is the D. So we have B, C, D, 7, 1, 2. If we go down a string, though, to the B string, that doesn't sound right. Because that B string is special. We have to move up. We have to slide up towards the bridge 1 fret. So we have B, C, D, E, F, G. We had to slide up. But still, in playing those note numbers, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we're using fingers 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4. Just like everywhere else, except this time, because we went from the G string to the B string, we had to slide up 1 fret. That B string is special. It kind of wants to be a C. It wanted to be a C, it got stuck being a B, and it's going to remind you how angry it is about that. Every time you get to it, you've got to slide up 1 fret in order to make it happy. But that pattern, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, works everywhere in those 5 positions. Everywhere. Just remember, slide up to mollify that B string that wants to be the C string. Okay, we've gotten through 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've finished 2 strings out of the 6 strings on the guitar, but in reality, 2 strings out of the 5 strings on the guitar. We're 40% of the way there. Why do I say 5 strings on the guitar? Because the low E string, the high E string are tuned to the same note, just 2 octaves apart. And that's going to become important in a second here. Let's move on and see where the pattern goes from there. Let's go back to that 8th fret on the low E string. So remember it was 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we would be looking for 6, 7, and 1, right? And remember between the 7 and 1, like it was here, 7, 1, 2, there's no space. They're right next to each other. So 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Notice here we didn't play with fingers 1, 2, 4. We played with 1, 3, 4. So the pattern so far, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4. All right? So we got to 6, 7, 1. Now we have to continue in the scale 2, 3, 4, right? That would be D, E, and F in the C scale. The next string down, in this case the G string, again, 1, 3, 4. 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4. I wonder if that'll work anywhere else. Let's start on the C string. The B string. See, the B string wants to be the C string. Let's start on that C here on the 13th fret. 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, but we ran out of strings. Or did we? Because remember, that low E string is tuned the same as the high E string, just 2 octaves apart. We could continue. We just have to wrap around the back of the neck. Think about wrapping around the back. Go back up to the top. All right? 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If we wrap around, go back to the top, we have to repeat that because it's tuned to the same note. 3, 4, 5 again. And now we're going to need 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4. And look what happened there. What fingers did we use? 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4. Just like we did in the previous pattern, right? 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4. Start here on that B string. 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4. Repeat it. 1, 2, 4. 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4. Okay. So it looks like the pattern is 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4. Let's try it somewhere else. How about back here on that G string on the 5th fret? 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, but remember to slide up. The B string wanted to be a C string. What's next? 1, 3, 4. We have to repeat it if we wrap around. 1, 3, 4, and then the second 1, 3, 4 in the pattern. Okay, let me do that again. I'll say the note names. B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Wrap around the back to the top string, A, B, C again, and then D, E, F. I'll repeat that again. B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C repeated, D, E, F. With the note numbers, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 6, 7, 1 repeated, 2, 3, 4. Okay? So here we noticed two special cases. When we got to that B string, we had to slide up, and then we ran out of strings. We realized we didn't really run out of strings. We could wrap around the back of the fretboard, come back up to the top string, that low E string, and repeat what we played on the high E string and continue with the pattern. This works everywhere. This pattern, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4. Everywhere. 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4. Oh, slide up. 1, 3, 4. All right. 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4. Everywhere. All 5 positions. All right. So we've covered 4 out of the 5 different strings. What's left? Well, think about it. Let's go back to the D string here. Right? Starting on that C, we had B, C, D, E, F, G, slide up, A, B, C, D, E, F, wrap around and repeat D, E, F. We've gotten as far as D, E, F when we wrapped around, and we have to get to B, C, D because that's where we started. We have to wrap around and get back to where we started, right? D, E, F, then we need G and A. D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D. So on that final string in the pattern, there are only 2 notes. D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then back to 7, 1, 2. Now notice how that final string lines up with the rest because we were playing 1, 3, 4 here, right? 1, 3, 4 on frets 10, 12, and 13. And then we need to get to 9, 10, and 12, which we play with 1, 2, 4. So in between, we have the 5 and the 6 of the scale, which have a space between them, and that space lines up with the other spaces. I'll say it again. The space lines up. So we are skipping the 11th fret in all 3 of those cases. We go D, E, F with the 1, 3, 4 fingers. G, A, which we could play with 1, 3. And then slide back to the starting position. B, C, D with 1, 2, 4. To start the pattern again, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4. That final string with the 2 notes, I think of it as the link. it ties the pattern back to itself again, right? You could play it 1-3, you could play it 2-4, you could sometimes play it 1-3, sometimes play it 2-4, really doesn't matter. It's going to depend on what you're doing in that scale. Just remember that it ties it together by lining up the space, the fret that you don't play on, all right? This is going to happen everywhere on the fretboard, just like the rest of the pattern. It's consistent, all right? Go to the B string, middle finger on the 13th fret, there's the C, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wrap around, 3, 4, 5, continue, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we're back to 7, 1, 2. Look what we did with our fingers in playing it. 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, wrap around, 1, 2, 4 again. Now 1, 3, 4 the first time, 1, 3, 4 the second time, 1, 3. There we are. Now, in moving from there down to that next string where we started, the spaces don't line up this time. Why? Because it's the B string and it slides up. If it hadn't slid up, the spaces would line up. Don't believe me? Let's try it somewhere else. Let's go all the way back here to the A string, 3rd fret. 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4. Slide up, 1, 3, 4. 1, 3. Run out of strings, but we happen to run out of strings on the link, so we wrap around the back, come to the top again, 1, 3 again, and then 1, 2, 4. If we had been going backwards, maybe instead of playing that 1, 3, we would have played it with the 2 and 4 fingers. Might have been more natural. Right? Again, it's going to depend on where you are in the scale, what you're doing with the notes in the scale. You may decide to play it with your 2nd and 4th finger, or you may decide to play it with the 1st and 3rd finger. But the pattern is always the same. 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, and then the link. That's all you need to remember, that one pattern. And you just need to know where to start. I said that was going to be ridiculously easy. And here's the answer, caged. Remember, I mentioned that this particular school of thought about the scale patterns is based on the caged chord system. There are 5 different positions corresponding to the 5 caged chords. You may not know what that means, so briefly, the caged chords are exactly what they spell: the C, the A, the G, the E, and the D. You may be used to playing those up here in the open position: the C, the A, the G, the E, and the D. If you were to play them keeping your index finger behind the nut, right? The nut is there, but pretend it's not. Pretend you had to press there to make the chord. You would play them with these fingerings: C, A, G, E, and D. By sliding your hand up to anywhere on the fretboard, you can play any chord in a different key using one of those 5 shapes: the C shape, the A shape, the G shape, the E shape, the D shape. If you want to learn more, Google caged chord system, watch another video on YouTube. That's not what this one's about. But assuming you know the caged chords, you understand that, here's how you know where to start your scale shape. Play a chord. Let's say you're in the key of, I don't know, the key of A, because everybody likes to use examples in the key of A, and you're playing the A chord like this. This is the E shape in the key of A, which means you need to start on an A. Where's the A that you're going to start on? Well, what shape is this? It's the E shape. Find the E string. In this case, the low E string. Where does that E-shaped chord intersect with the E string? Right here on the 5th fret. Put your 2nd finger, your middle finger there, start your pattern. 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4. Slide up. Slide up because you hit that B string, right? Let's take another example. Let's go back to the C scale, right? We were working the C scale. We'll use that same shape on the 8th fret, right? That's a C chord. It's an E shape playing the C chord, right? But the shape is the E shape. What string is the E string? This one. Where does the E-shaped chord intersect with the E string? Right here on the 8th fret. Put your middle finger there. 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, link. Okay? We could continue. Try a different shape. How about an A-shaped chord playing the C chord? You would play it here. That's a C chord. Where do you start the shape? Well, where do you start the chord? Where do you start the scale? You start your pattern by asking yourself, what chord shape is this? It's the A shape. Where does the shape, the A shape, intersect with the A string? Whatever string matches the shape name. Well, that would be here on the 3rd fret. Put your middle finger on that 3rd fret. There's your pattern right there. 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4. Slide up, 1, 3, 4. Link. Wrap around, link. 1, 2, 4. Works everywhere. Everywhere. Every chord shape. Let's say you're in the key of G. You're playing a D chord shape. Here it is. Where does that D shape intersect with which string? If you're paying attention, the D string, same string name as the chord shape name. Where does it intersect with the D shape? Right here. Yeah, that's a G. You're in the key of G. That's where you start your scale. 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4. Notice I slid up. 1, 3, 4. Wrap around, play that 1, 3, 4 again. There's our link. And then we're back to 1, 2, 4. You got it? Whatever chord shape name you're using, find that string, see where the chord shape intersects with that string. That's your root. Put your middle finger on that root and play it. But wait a minute. The chord shapes are C, A, G, E, D. There's no C string. Well, remember the B string that wanted to be the C string? It makes it work. Suppose you're playing a C shape C chord way up here, right? The C shape, where does it intersect the C string? Oh, you mean the B string? Yeah, the B string that wants to be the C string. Well, right here in the 13th fret, on that B string. Put your middle finger there. 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4. Wrap around the back and do it again. 1, 2, 4. 1, 3, 4. 1, 3, 4. Link. 1, 2, 4. We're home again. All right. Now, I'll caution you, if you're going to practice your scales, don't start on that 7th. You're better off, once you know the pattern, start on the root. Otherwise, it's going to sound like Locrian. Nobody wants that. So start here, but no, maybe say it under your breath. 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. All right? Start and end on the root if you can. Anyway, that's it. I hope I've convinced you. There's only one scale shape you have to learn. 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, and the link. You just have to remember, the fretboard is not two-dimensional, it's three-dimensional. It wraps around behind the neck. And that duplicated E string is the glue that holds it together. And you have to remember that when you get to that B string that wants to be a C string, slide up. That 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4 link pattern works everywhere, in any key, any position on the fretboard. And in order to know where you start that scale pattern, where's that first 1, 2, 4, you just have to look and see what your chord shape is when you're playing the major chord in that key. And whatever the name of that chord shape is, see where it intersects with the string of the same name. That point of intersection is the root where you put your middle finger and you start your scale shape. Thanks for watching.